Interest rates are starting to shift down. Now, this happened last year in August and September. They turned around and shot back up. We don't know whether this is the time rates are going to keep going down or not. A lot of news happening this week. We've got the trade war being the biggest impact. Depending upon when you're listening to this, there may be a lot more news about the trade wars. But here's the most important thing. You're going to get bombarded. I mean, bombarded by lenders saying it's time to refi. Don't pull the trigger too quickly. Call me to validate what your options are. Reach out to me and say, hey, John, I just heard something from somebody. Is that true? Is it too good to be true? Should I really pull the trigger right now? I will tell you that a lot of people are talking to me right now about home equity loans, home equity lines of credits. A lot of my clients have debt that's built up. And you got a lot of equity depending upon when you purchased your home. So this is a good time to be thinking about how to use your equity to your advantage. There's a lot of questions about whether we're headed into a recession or not. There's a lot of questions about where the economy is going. And so you need to be concerned about the economy of you. Now, if you're concerned about your job and you are concerned that you might lose your job, you might want to be careful about pulling cash out of your home, because here's the truth. If you end up losing your job and you're in a tough financial position, you can file bankruptcy to get rid of those credit cards and not pay them. But you can't bankrupt that home equity loan or line of credit, which means that you have to keep making that payment along with your primary mortgage, or you're going to lose your home. And so we've got to think protection if you are truly worried about losing your job. But here's the other side of the coin. If you're worried, hey, I might lose my job, but my spouse works and we could scrape by on their income, you don't want to sacrifice your credit by filing bankruptcy that's unnecessary. So my advice in that case is, yes, you want to lower your monthly payments as much as you possibly can. So debt consolidation may be a great option. I also have a lot of people talking about home improvements. They're comfortable with their job situation. They're comfortable with their personal economy. They're looking at improving their home. They're looking at taking advantage of this market to buy investment properties. So there's a lot of conversations to be had, but just be careful about the things you read online or the people that are reaching out to you via email or text message or phone calls, because the vultures are coming back. Whenever interest rates start to fall, everybody starts reaching out and they tell you whatever you need to hear in order to move forward. And most of the time, what sounds too good to be true, it really, really is. So you need to think about, where are you at right now and what things should you be thinking about? Should you be considering refinancing? Hey, if you bought your house a year and a half, 2 years ago, and your rate's at 7.5, we're getting back into the money. The problem is that interest rates right now are dropping faster on the bond market, but not as fast in the mortgage market. Normally they drop together, but here's the truth. The economy, the market, the investors are a little nervous that, hey, what Trump's doing right now could lead to a recession. And if it leads to a recession, then more homeowners are going to lose their jobs and potentially foreclosures go up, and maybe investing in homes, investing in mortgages isn't a good place to invest. And that causes rates to not drop as quickly, because those investors say, I'm not comfortable necessarily putting my money into mortgages. And so we have to keep rates higher in order to attract that money. I know it's a little bit complicated, and I'm positive most of you got it, but here's the most important thing. Reach out to me. I want to be your source of truth. If we've worked together in the past, you've already got a feel for how I work. If we haven't worked together in the past, check out my reviews. I've got over 500 reviews, I think 4.89, 4.91 average out of 5. So I'll give the link down below about my reviews. Check it out. I really do give advice like I'm talking to a friend or a family member, and I will often talk you out of doing a loan, because I want you to tell all your friends and family members to come to me. Because when I say you should do something, you really should do it. The final thing I'll tell you is, a lot of my clients right now are thinking about, hey, is it time for me to upgrade or downsize in my home? Especially when you're looking at upgrading, there's options to remodel the home that you're in right now to make it a better home. There's also options to move, and we can actually buy before you sell. So if you're in a situation where you're thinking about selling and moving somewhere else, talk to me. Give me a call. We'll set up an appointment. You'll also see a link down below to my calendar so that you can just schedule a time to meet with me. I want to continue to be your guide. And if we haven't worked together in the past, I am interviewing to be your guide to help lead you down the road of what is the right financial decision for you and your future. Thanks for listening, everybody. Call if you need anything, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.